Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adri and we are going to be doing our April reading wrap up. We're going to go discuss all of the books that I read in April, hence April reading wrap up. I just finished my last book for the month. It's April 30th in the evening when I'm filming this. I made sure to finish my last book before we got started. But we have a total of 10 books to discuss. 6 of them were physical books. 3 of them were ebooks and 1 of them was an audiobook. So let's just get started on all of the books. So the first book that I read in the month of April was Fight for Me by Corinne Michaels. This is the second book in the Arrowwood Brothers series. This book follows Declan, the eldest Arrowwood brother, and Sydney, his childhood girlfriend. This is a second chance surprise baby romance story, small town. This is a small town romance as well. I rated it 4.5 stars. I thought it was super cute, super good. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 stars was just how how long it took them to kind of get together, and for her to even tell anybody that she was pregnant. And I mean, I understand, but at the same time, I don't know, I just felt like it was a little, it wasn't a 5-star read, but it was close enough. And then to follow that book up, I read The One for Me by Corinne Michaels. It's the 3rd book in the Arrowwood Brothers series. This follows Sean Arrowwood. He is the 2nd oldest brother, I'm pretty sure. I get the 2 middle ones confused, to be honest, I do. But I think he was the 2nd oldest. And his best friend, Devney. So this is a friends or best friends to lovers, and this one has a lot of secrets in it, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It had a lot of heartache in it too, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this. I rated this one 4 stars. It was probably my least favorite in the series, even though I eat up best friend romances. I eat that shit up. Best friends to lovers, I eat that shit up. But for some reason this one just wasn't hitting the spot. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. And to finish off the series, we read Stay For Me by Corinne Michaels, the last book in the Arrowwood series. This follows Jacob, the 3rd oldest brother, and Brenna, who is a single widowed mom to 2 kids. I rated it 4 stars. I still think my favorite was Come With Me, which is the 1st book in the series, or the 2nd book in the series, one I just mentioned that I can't think of the name of right now. One of those 2 were definitely my favorite. I like them way more than the last 2, but it's okay. It was still overall a good series. The 4th book I read this month was Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is the 1st book in the Dirty Air series. I rated this one a 4.5 stars. This follows F1 racing, so it's a sports romance, forbidden because it's his teammates / rivals sister. She's a vlogger, he's an F1 racer, he's the best in the biz, and you know, she has to figure out where her loyalty lies, with her brother or with this guy that she likes. Then to follow that up, we read Collided by Lauren Asher, the 2nd book in the Dirty Air series. This follows Sophie and Liam. Liam is an F1 racer for the McCoy team, and Sophie is the daughter of the team principal for the Bandy team, so the opposite team. So this is kind of a bit of a forbidden romance, considering they're on opposite teams, and it's more of a friends to lovers because they become friends first, and then they become friends with benefits, and then lovers. It was so cute. This one was also a 4.5 star read for me. I thought it was super cute, super good. This definitely took them a whole lot longer to, you know, get together due to the fact that they became friends first and everything, but it was still super good. It just wasn't the 5-star. Then to follow that book up, I was clearly in a serious mood this month. We read Wrecked by Lauren Asher, the 3rd book in the series. This follows Jax and Elena. Jax is an F1 racer for the McCoy team, and Elena is his personal PR babysitter. He gets in a lot of trouble. His team just can't afford to have him in trouble with the media, so they hire this PR lady who is supposed to help keep his reputation in check and keep him out of trouble, to be his babysitter. So this is a bit of enemies to lovers, this was definitely a 5-star read for me. This one was a lot heavier than the other two. There was just more like real heavier, deep topics. I would definitely say check some trigger warnings. I don't ever check trigger warnings because not really many things trigger me. Oh, it just says trigger warning, reader's discretion is advised. So just like definitely like be careful going into this. This deals with a lot of like anxiety and like depression and different things like that, so definitely like be careful going into reading this because it is a heavier topic and a lot deeper than the first 2 books. But I highly recommend you read this book. Then we listened to an audiobook that was False Start by Piper Rain. This is the first book, or it's not even like the first book, it's like the half book in the Kingsman Football Stars series. This is kind of like a prequel to the first book in the series, which I'm currently listening to. It follows Lee Burrows, the campus popular guy that started quarterback for the football team, and Shayna, is it Shayna? I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I think it's Shayna. And Shayna, it's just kind of a little prequel to like their story on how like they got together. Basically, he ended up really liking her, but he made a bet and she found out about the bet, so she thought he only slept with her because of the bet. It ended with them like not being together, you know, so the next book can start. But it was pretty good. It was just a little prequel, so I just rated it a 4 stars because it was good. It just wasn't a full book and wasn't worth the 5-star rating. And then we finished up the Dirty Ear series with Redeemed. This was another 5-star read for me. I absolutely love Santiago and Chloe. Something bad happened to Santiago that caused him to not race anymore, and then Chloe ends up in Italy breaking into his house, and that's how they meet. It's fake dating. It's so good. This is another one that I would check trigger warnings. It deals a lot with anxiety and a lot of like she doesn't even feel good enough, he doesn't feel good enough. Like this is heavier topics, not as heavy as Wrecked I would say, but definitely heavy topics in a different way. I loved their story. I loved their relationship. I loved how Chloe taught him to love himself before he could love someone else, which is really deep considering neither one of them have ever been in love. So like the fact that she was like, no, you need to make sure you love yourself before you can even think about loving someone else. Like same with her. Like this was just, it was so good. This was another, like I said, 5-star read. So these 2 books, 5-star reads. Highly recommend the series because overall I would say the Dirty Ear series is a 5-star read, and I liked it more than the Dreamland Billionaire series. But definitely these 2 books, like these 2 books are fighting for like first place. So let's talk about the last 2 books that I read for the month of April, and those were A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl, Bad Blood. I am doing a vlog reading this entire series, so definitely go watch that. It probably isn't out yet because I think this one's going to go out first, but I highly recommend you to watch that. So subscribe to my channel and be ready for when that comes out, because I'll probably talk more and you'll see my true like reactions about all of the books in the series. But I would say A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is a 4.5 stars. It was so good. I loved it. This follows Pip. She's doing her senior project on the murders of Sal Singh and Angie Bell. Apparently Sal Singh killed his girlfriend Angie Bell. This is like 5 years later when she's investigating it because she just, something seems off to her, so she wants to investigate it. And there's just a lot of murder mystery behind this, and it is so good. It kept me turning pages and pages and pages and pages, and I just didn't want to put this down. I highly recommend this book, and I highly recommend Good Girl, Bad Blood. This is the second book in the series. This one was a 4.75 stars. I would have rated this a 5 stars if it didn't have a slow start. Like that was the only downside, was that it started out slow, but this one is a little different. Pip again is investigating not a murder this time, but a missing person. One of her best friend's brother goes missing, and she's gonna find him because the police don't want to take it serious. So her, a senior in high school, is gonna figure out what happened and uncover the truth. But those are all the books that I read in the month of April. Again, like I said, this was my like most read month, and I think I'm finally out of my reading slump, so I can't wait to see where the rest of this year takes me, and hopefully that will get me to achieve my 150 books for the year. I don't know if I'm being a little ambitious now that I've had such a slow start, but we're gonna keep it there. We're gonna see how it goes. If you all want to see more videos like this and more reading videos and other content, definitely stick around and subscribe to my channel. Check me out on all my other bookish social media, and I'll see you all next time.